swayed Illinois sky, a bright spring day. James Butler Hickok, just a farm boy's name, before the West would crown his fame. He rode young horses quick and free, with fire inside and eyes that see. A preacher's son with restless hands, dreaming beyond the family land. When war drums beat and thunder rolled, he left his home, his heart turned cold. The North called men to fight and stand, and Wild Bill took up the brand. He rode as a scout in Lincoln's war, through Kansas fields and bloody shore. They said his aim could stop a fight before a man could see the light. A crack of lead, a whisper low, he saved his friends from death's cold glow. Yet war left scars no eye could find, the ghost stayed long within his mind. When peace returned he couldn't rest, the West still called wild and blessed. He saddled up beneath God's sun, and Wild Bill Hickok had begun. In Springfield town the legend grew, a gambler's boast, a pistol drew. Davis Tutt faced him in the square, two men stood tall with fire in air. The crowd held breath, the church bell rang, two shots, one death, the echoes sang. Bill stood silent, cold and still, the world now whispered Wild Bill. The papers roared from east to west, a handsome face, a deadly quest, a hero born from guns and pride, with danger ever by his side. He joined the Wild West traveling state, turned life and myth into the same page. With Buffalo Bill and Tales Untamed he rode through fame, the world acclaimed. Crowds cheered loud for the man of lead, but truth was heavier than what they said. Behind the smile, behind the fame, was a weary soul that none could claim. He missed the stars, the desert air, the campfire nights, the freedom rare. The West was shrinking, the world grew small, and Wild Bill longed to hear its call. He wore two coats upon his side, ivory grips his only pride. His coat of black, his gaze of steel, made even killers stop and kneel. They said his eyes could read your lie, could see your death before you try. He never drew without a cause, his code was truth, his faith the laws. But fame's a fire that burns the man, and draws the envy of every hand. For every tale that made him grand, a darker rumor stained his brand. Then came Calamity Jane one year, a wild young soul, both tough and dear. She loved the man behind the gun, though his heart belonged to none. They rode together, laughed and cried, two legends tangled side by side. She swore to guard his name till death, to love him with her final breath. But Bill, he knew the end was near, he'd seen the signs, the shifting gears. He spoke one night beneath the pine, when the cards fall wrong, that's when it's time. He rode to Deadwood, Dakota's land, a town of gold and lawless hands. He sought some peace, some quiet days, but fate had plans and shadowed ways. He played his cards in Nuttall's hall, his back turned wrong against the wall. He told his friend, this seat feels bad, but laughed, his eyes still calm, not sad. Then from behind in coward shame, Jack McCall came and took his aim. One shot, one fall, the west wind cried, and Wild Bill Hickok slowly died. His cards fell still, black aces, eights, the dead man's hand that sealed his fate. The saloon froze cold, the candles bled, the legend whispered, Bill is dead. Calamity Jane rode through the rain, her heart a storm of endless pain. She swore to rest beside his grave, the man she couldn't hold or save. And in the hills the echoes roll of gunfire lost and hero's soul. His name still rings through western plains, a song of pride and blood and pain. They wrote his tales on silver screens, on whiskey bottles battles, outlaw dreams, but few recall the man beneath who sought no fame nor easy peace. He lived by honor, truth, and hand. He stood alone, but stood as man. His gun was fast, but heart was kind, a dying breed, the last of his kind. And in the hills the echoes roll of gunfire lost and hero's soul. His name still rings through western plains, a song of pride and blood and pain. They wrote his tales on silver screens, on whiskey bottles, outlaw dreams, but few recall the man beneath who sought no fame nor easy peace. He lived by honor, truth in hand. He stood alone, but stood as man. His gun was fast, but heart was kind, a dying breed, the last of his kind. And in the hills the echoes roll of gunfire lost and hero's soul. His name still rings through western plains, a song of pride and blood and pain.